Oven cleaning paste. This is a simple mixture of baking soda and water. To make it, you stir a half cup of baking soda with a few tablespoons of water until it feels like thick frosting. You smear this paste all over the inside of your dirty oven, making sure to avoid the bare heating elements. You leave it alone for 12 hours. Baking soda, which is actually sodium bicarbonate, is a strong alkaline compound. It spends the night chemically breaking down the acidic grease in burnt food. The next day, you take a wet rag and wipe it out. The baked-on black crust easily lifts away in soft brown chunks. People have used baking soda to clean their homes since the 1840s. It still matters today because it gets your oven spotless without spraying toxic, lye-based aerosol chemicals right where you cook your food. Unblocking drains. This is a simple trick using just bicarbonate of soda and white vinegar. People have used vinegar to clean since ancient Babylon, and baking soda has been a household staple since the 1840s. To clear a stubborn clog, you pour half a cup of baking soda directly down the plug hole. Follow that immediately with half a cup of white vinegar, then cover the drain with a plug or cloth to trap the reaction inside the pipe. The sodium bicarbonate and acetic acid mix together. This creates a rapid chemical reaction that releases expanding carbon dioxide gas. The fizzy, bubbling foam pushes against the grease and grime, breaking the blockage apart. After a few minutes, you flush it away with boiling water. This matters today because it safely clears your pipes and saves you money on expensive commercial drain liquids. Carpet deodorizer. You probably know baking soda as a baking ingredient, but it is also a highly effective carpet deodorizer. When you sprinkle dry sodium bicarbonate over your rugs, it goes to work on trapped smells. You just scatter an even layer across the fibers, let it sit for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then run your vacuum over it. Because it is a unique compound, it actually reacts with odor molecules to neutralize them completely, instead of just covering them up with heavy perfumes. The result is that your carpet ends up smelling like absolutely nothing, and the room feels instantly fresher. Ever since it was first mass-produced in America back in 1846, people have relied on it. Today, it still matters because it gives you a cheap, fragrance-free alternative to expensive branded powders. Mattress freshener. This is a simple trick using just bicarbonate of soda to clean your bed. You strip the sheets off and sift a generous layer of the white powder right onto the bare mattress. Leave it sitting there for a few hours. Since humans pump out roughly 26 gallons of sweat in bed every year, your mattress holds onto a lot of hidden moisture and bacteria. Bicarbonate of soda, which first became a household staple back in the 1840s, is highly alkaline. It actively binds with acidic sweat to neutralize the smell. Once you vacuum the powder away, the lingering odors and trapped dampness vanish completely. This routine matters because it keeps your sleeping space genuinely fresh without making you rely on expensive, perfume-heavy fabric sprays that just mask the problem. Grout whitener. A simple baking soda paste is a cheap, natural alternative to harsh tile cleaners. People have used sodium bicarbonate to scrub their homes since it was first mass-produced in America back in 1846. To make your own, mix a few spoonfuls of baking soda with just enough water to form a thick, gritty paste. Smear this mixture directly onto the dirty lines between your bathroom tiles and let it sit for a few minutes. Next, grab an old toothbrush and scrub the lines. The mild grit of the baking soda physically lifts dirt and soap scum out of the porous material. When you wipe the area down with a damp cloth, those grimy gray lines turn back to their crisp, original white color. This saves you from buying specialized chemical products, proving everyday pantry staples still handle tough messes perfectly. Natural deodorant. This is simply the practice of using basic household powders like baking soda to stop underarm odor. You just dust a small amount directly onto your clean skin. Instead of plugging your sweat glands with aluminum compounds like standard antiperspirants do, the alkaline powder goes to work on the bacteria. It alters the pH level of your underarms, creating an environment where odor-causing bacteria cannot survive or multiply. The result is straightforward. You will still sweat naturally to cool your body down, but you will not smell bad at all. As a bonus, your shirts stay completely free of those stiff, yellow pit stains. People successfully used simple powders long before the first commercial deodorant hit shelves in 1888. Today, it remains a highly effective, cost-saving replacement for modern chemicals. Laundry booster. A laundry booster is a simple additive like baking soda that you toss in the wash to help your regular detergent do a better job. People have been using sodium bicarbonate for cleaning since the mid-19th century, long before modern chemical soaps existed. You just add half a cup directly to the washing machine drum along with your clothes. The powder dissolves in the water and naturally balances the pH level. This process softens hard water, which is what usually blocks soap from sudsing up properly. By softening the water, it forces even the cheapest laundry detergents to work much harder. When you pull your clothes out, the whites look noticeably brighter and the fabric feels much softer against your skin. This still matters today because it lets you use far less detergent overall, saving you money while keeping your wardrobe looking new. Shoe odor. Eliminator. Baking soda is a simple white powder with a long history. Back in 1846, two Americans started selling sodium bicarbonate, and people quickly realized it was good for more than just baking. When you have a pair of smelly trainers, you just sprinkle a couple of tablespoons of this powder into the shoes before bed. The powder goes to work overnight. Human sweat produces acids that bacteria feed on, creating that awful foot smell. Baking soda is chemically built to neutralize those acids while also soaking up the leftover moisture. By the next morning, you just turn the shoes upside down and dump the loose powder right into the trash. The inside of the shoe is dry, and the bad smell is completely gone. It saves you from wasting money on expensive odor-eating insoles and keeps your shoes wearable. Burnt pan rescuer. This is a simple trick using water and baking soda to save severely scorched cookware. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, has been an everyday household cleaner since the 1840s. When you accidentally burn dinner and get a thick black crust locked onto your pot, do not throw it away. Just cover the charred bottom with water and add a generous dusting of baking soda. Put the pan on the stove and bring the mixture to a rolling boil. The heat forces the baking soda to release carbon dioxide gas and become highly alkaline. This reaction breaks apart the stubborn grease bonds. As the water bubbles, you will see those burnt flakes simply detach and float to the top. It saves you from hours of painful scrubbing and keeps perfectly good metal pans out of the landfill. Fridge odor absorber. It is just a small, open container of baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, sitting on a shelf. Back in 1972, the Arm & Hammer company started telling people to put a box in their refrigerator, and the habit caught on everywhere. You just open the cardboard top and push it to the back of the fridge. As cold air circulates, the baking soda does its main job. Most funky food smells are tiny acidic or basic particles floating around. The powder naturally reacts with these particles and neutralizes them on contact. When you open the fridge door, you do not get hit by the smell of leftover fish or strong cheese. The air inside stays fresh. This still matters today as a cheap, natural way to keep your appliance smelling neutral without buying commercial odor absorbers. Silver polish. Silver polish is what you use to keep your jewelry and silverware looking brand new. People have been crafting things out of silver for over 5,000 years, which means they have been battling black, dull tarnish for just as long. You do not need to buy expensive chemicals to do this job. Just grab some baking soda, also known as bicarb, and mix it with a little bit of warm water until it forms a thick paste. Take a soft cloth, dip it into the mixture, and gently rub it directly onto your items. As you wipe, the mild abrasive action lifts away the dark silver sulfide. You will see the dull stains vanish, revealing the bright metal underneath. This simple trick keeps your favorite pieces gleaming without wearing away the silver itself. Patio weed killer. This is the simple trick of using ordinary kitchen baking soda to tackle those annoying weeds sprouting up in your concrete. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, has been used as a natural cleaner and preserver since the ancient Egyptians mined early versions of it. Today, it does a great job clearing out your driveway. You just take a handful of the white powder and pour it directly into the cracks, covering the leaves and getting it down into the soil. This drastically raises the salt levels in that tiny space. Within a few days, the sudden spike in salinity draws moisture right out of the plant. The weed quickly turns brown, shrivels up, and dies. It matters because it keeps your walkways clear and stops regrowth without relying on expensive, harsh chemical weed killers. Bug Bite Soother. This is a simple paste made from baking soda and water. Ever since baking soda was mass-produced in America in the 1840s, people have kept a box in their cupboards for everyday home remedies. When a mosquito bites you, it leaves behind proteins in its saliva that trigger an itchy allergic reaction. To fix this, just put a spoonful of baking soda in a small dish and add a few drops of water until it feels like thick frosting. Scoop a little up with your finger and dab it directly over the pink, swollen bump. As the wet paste sits on your skin, it dries into a white, chalky crust. The alkaline nature of the baking soda neutralizes the irritated skin and the itching quickly fades away. It saves you from buying expensive pharmacy creams when a cheap pantry staple works just as well. Teeth whitener. Baking soda or sodium bicarbonate is a household staple that doubles as a highly effective tooth scrub. People have been brushing their teeth with this simple powder since the 1800s, long before commercial whitening strips hit the shelves. To try it yourself, just wet your toothbrush and dip the bristles into a small pinch of the powder. Brush your teeth gently for about 2 minutes, then rinse your mouth thoroughly with water. Because it is a mild abrasive, it physically scrubs away coffee, tea, and food residue. You only need to do this about once a week. Over time, you will notice your smile looking noticeably brighter as those stubborn surface stains disappear. It still matters today because a $2 box offers a budget-friendly, proven alternative to chemical whitening kits that can cost $40 or more. Mildew Remover. This is a simple cleaner made from bicarbonate of soda and a wet sponge. Since the 1840s, when baking soda was first packaged for American homes, people have used its gritty texture to clean up household messes. To tackle those dark, damp corners in your bathroom, just wet a sponge and sprinkle a heavy layer of bicarb over it. Take that sponge and scrub directly into the grout lines and along the edges of your tub. The powder acts as a gentle abrasive. It physically scrapes away the fungal growth without scratching the ceramic. As you wipe the area clean, you will see the black and pink stains lift right off, leaving the tiles looking bright and fresh. This still matters today because this basic pantry staple replaces expensive, harsh bleach sprays, keeping your bathroom clean safely.